Welcome to Mensah TV, a beautiful time with Mr. F.P. Mensah. It's always a delight to be with him. I feel so glad to be in this environment. Do you know why? The knowledge he shares. Sometimes you have to take time, go back, research, and it will open. I told you, to be able to get to that top level, you need to learn, unlearn, relearn, unlearn again, and you relearn. That is what will take you to maturity. So as you're receiving information, keep on building up the information. I heard a word called karma. I want to take it bit by bit with him from his understanding of the word karma and how it works. Karma. When you hear this word, people know that it's what has happened in your previous life and that you paying today, or what you do today that will pay you even whilst you're alive. So I want to understand the concept very well, that we die, come back again and pay our errors. Can it be erased? What is karma? What's the understanding of this particular concept? It is normally with the people of the Hindus, the Indian community, they say this a lot. Do you have any other name apart from the word karma? I'll be right back as we step deep into the conversation. Welcome back, Senior. Thank you so much. You hear the word karma a lot in our society nowadays. I want us to take our time and go deeper into this particular word, step by step. I know there's only one episode. Yeah. There's going to be a series of talk around this particular area. What is karma?
Okay, I would like to extend my regards to your viewers and listenership for the good work they are doing, and we really appreciate their time, effort, and data. They are using their data for a constructive purpose. Others are using it for a lot of reasons. Every time within this world is essential, and time is the only luxury one cannot afford. So I always tell people that every time you use must be used judiciously and meaningfully for the collective good of yourself and the world at large. Into spending time and data, listening to your program, bringing a lot of education to them, I think they are doing well, so we need to commend them. Coming back to the concept of karma, it's a whole controversy.
Okay.
And it appears that the way people have positioned the concept of karma, to me, is a little bit misrepresented.
Okay, so you feel that karma has been misrepresented?
Yes. Based on my own experience, not what some scripture is saying or some holy book is saying.
Okay.
But based on my own experience in transcendence, I think karma has been a little bit misrepresented. Because, yes, let's take it from the layman point of view of what majority of the people perceive karma to be. Most of people perceive karma to be something you can't do anything about.
Okay.
Fundamentally. So it's my karma I need to go through. It's my karma. When something happens to somebody, they say, that is his karma. When I'm doing something, they say, karma will catch up with you. So the concept of karma basically has been that things that are unfolding in your life as a result of doing bad things or a repayment for something that you have done. So then in that picture, we think that then there's nothing we can do about it. Now, when you go to the Hindu original manuscript, the Sanskrit text, it translates karma simply mean action. So then if karma is action, the question I ask is who does the action? Because something must cause the action to be. But if you look at the concept in the Hindu text with regards to karma, it's a little bit misrepresented.
Okay.
You see, sometimes it's difficult when you want to say some of these things because, for instance, we see something in the Bible and your own inner experience tell you that no, this is not the way it's supposed to be, or it has been misrepresented. You see, when information is given let's say, our earth goes through different ages. So let's say an information is given in a dark age. That information was given in that dark ages for certain people, a certain dispensation with certain level of understanding and level of consciousness within a particular geographical enclave. That information was given to them. So can you imagine an information that was given to people in a dark age, and you pick that information and apply it in our age, which is a golden age? Because that information will be antiquated. It will be outmoded.
Out of date.
You understand? It will be outdated. So that is the whole issue that has to do with karma. Karma, in my own experience, is your own creation.
What do you mean by my own creation?
Yes, because karma, you see, let's get this whole thing. When you are coming to this world, you negotiate karma. You do the negotiation of karma. In the seventh dimension, we have a host of spiritual intelligences. We call them the spiritual hierarchies. Now, these spiritual hierarchies constitute different kinds of intelligences that control manifest creation and every activities that is going on within manifest creation, which is this world. So it comes from the creator right down to the spirit guides and the angels. All other spirits are beneath this seven dimension spirits, and they control all other spirits, the elementals, the norms, all those deities and everything works under the supervision of these higher intelligences we call them the spiritual hierarchies. And one of the constitution or one of the departments or one of the intelligences within this seven dimension intelligent beings is what we call the lords of karma.
Okay.
So the karmic effect we are talking about, or the karmic experiences we are talking about, they are intelligences that control that area. Now, the way we see karma to be a punishment for something we've done either in our past life or in our present life, it's not the way it is.
Okay.
Because the real concept of karma, whatever the Eastern religion gave it the word karma, you say when you come to the biblical Christian sect, they say whatever a man sows, so shall he reap. That is another definition for karma. The real concept of karma, it is not to punish us or to give us retribution for our bad deeds. That's not the essence of karma.
But I know there are good karmas where you did the right thing and you're enjoying today.
Yes. So that's the essence of that karma. It is not for retribution, because we take karma to be for retribution, but karma itself is not for retribution. Because what happens is that, see, the soul, when it manifests in this physical world, needs to go through certain experiences and training. And by the concept of evolution, this laws of karma foresees or supervises that evolution and training process for the soul to acquire knowledge and intelligence. So this knowledge and intelligence in its unfoldment is what we call karma, what we refer to as karma. These are the intelligence that control that space of our experience on earth. Because you see, we are not in this world to acquire knowledge. We are not in this world to acquire money, wealth, marry, and all those things. Yes, we are not here to do that. We are here ultimately to acquire knowledge, experience, and maturity. Ultimately, these are the three things we are here to acquire. So rather, everything we do at the end of the day would have to give you some level of experience, maturity. And these are things that you cannot pay for it. You cannot buy. It's a natural encounter. Maturity and experience are natural encounter. So when you experience things naturally, you become matured. And this is how karma plays. So for you to have these experiences, you need to go through that karmic retribution, be it a good karma or a bad karma. However it is your own creation. And if people can understand it from this perspective, then they can have control over karma.
So if you say it's my own creation, I want to understand, where did I create that? Is it something I did in the past? Is it the same thing? What do you mean by me creating what? I want to get it.
But everything is your creation. When you are sitting here, why are we sitting here?
You are recording.
You are recording. Who told us to record?
We decided.
So we created it.
So I'm talking about the spiritual side of it. For example, before I came on this earth, is it like I was ordered that when I come, I should do? I want to understand that part, because this is the 3D dimension we are in now. And if we are creating, what we want to mean is that I have done A, I have done B, and I'm getting C out of it.
Yes.
Turn it the other way around. I am not on this earth. and I'm creating a new face for myself, that when I come, I'll come and face A, I'll come and marry B, I'll come and do this. Where do the decision come from?
Yes, this is, as I told you, everything is your own creation. Still comes back to the same point. It's your own creation, be it within this physical world or in the non-tangible world. It's your own creation.
Okay.
Because before you embark on this earthly journey, you sit with the laws of karma and do negotiation.
Where we sit with
The laws of karma.
before I come.
Yes, but there's.
And who are they?
I told you that the intelligences that control your earthly experience and training, because you are here to be trained. That's why people call here the earth as a school. So whatever we are doing is all about lessons. Whatever we are doing on earth is we are acquiring knowledge. We are acquiring experiences through knowledge for us to
So
mature.
before I come through my mother to this earth,
Yeah.
I will go to these bodies of intelligence,
Yes.
and I'll go and
Beings,
tell them.
You negotiate.
I negotiate.
Yeah, we call it. Some people call it the karmic board. Some people call it the lots of karma. They are a group of intelligences that see to your soul evolution. Because see, the soul is being perfected. You understand that it can ultimately emerge to the self, because the self is sublime and divine, and then the soul is deficient. Because you see, we are multi-sensory personality. As we see, you are multi-sensory personality. You have your ego, you have your emotions, you have your intellect, you have your senses, which are the five senses. All these things are levels of personalities that are all having their own
Basic
very
effects on the body.
minute intelligences within it. So the sense of smell has an intelligence that makes it smell things. The sense of taste has an intelligence that makes it taste things and know that it is sweet, it is bitter. You understand? And all these intelligences, or all these minute intelligence or miniaturized intelligences, operates through what you call the nervous system, through your pituitary gland. Then you have those experiences. Now, everything you experience in this lifetime is a training and it's a lesson you need to have in this lifetime. And these lifetime lessons are something that you agreed on with a lot of karma. That, okay, I'm going to the earth. Okay, one of them is I want to get mad. I want to be poor. I want to have these experiences.
No. As I'm coming on earth, these are the experiences I want to have.
Yes.
And they will sit with you and you agree.
You agree.
How can you decide I want to be mad?
No, because maybe in your past life, you just want to phantom. It's all about knowledge. You just want to phantom how it feels like to be mad.
Is it something that somebody must fancy?
No, because I see at the level of the intellect, the intellect has made you believe that madness is absurdity. But madness and its functionality are playing divine roles. Yes.
Madness.
Yes. I'll give you a classical another scenario. My first apartment that I built, it was I'll use it in quotes. It was a mad person that gave me that prophecy.
Tell me how.
Yeah, this what happened. We went to the office one day, and then my boy came to the office and told me that there's a mad lady sitting in front of my office, and they want to sweep in front of the office. So I went out to tell her to go, so that we can sweep. Just to cut a long story short, she felt that because she was mad and she's dirty with all the flames on her nose, that's why we want to sack her. And I told her that when she said that, is it because I look dirty, that's why I want to sack me? I felt that thing within my vibrational frequency. I told her she's misunderstanding what I'm saying. But if that's how she took what I'm saying, she should sit down till she's ready to go. When she goes, we can sweep anytime. We can even sweep tomorrow. Because I don't want her to think that I'm sacking her because of her state. Then she asked me, when I was about to leave, she said I should come. When I came, she said she wants to ask me one question. I said, why? She should say it. And said that, what is it in the human mind that makes us forget and remember things? And I told him, I don't know. And she said that you said the truth. But there are things you have to live for God. So long as to cut everything short.
So it became a normal conversation.
Like,
you realize that the way she's talking is not that the person is mad.
No, she is, but she's asking you questions. And everybody was passing by on the road. It was a Monday morning. Everybody was surprised. Nothing about him that shows that she's not mad. You understand? So then, after the conversation, I gave her that time President Kufuor brought out this new Ghana CDs. So then I had one bundle. So I took couple of the one CD bundle and I gave it to her. She said she will not take. And I pleaded with her. She took it, she blessed it and all those things, and she want to give back to me. I said, no, I won't take it because it's a gift from my heart. She doesn't want me as a friend. Then after everything, she told me that, I know you're a young man, you just started a business, you don't have money. We're going to put up a huge structure that when you are done, people will think that there's a bugger who's been in outside for many years put up that structure. But I'm telling you, this is the sign of this thing. When you put up the structure, you still have no money in your pocket in your bank account. And it's happening exactly the same thing.
It happened exactly the same thing.
Yes. As at the time I finished, I didn't have money in my pocket. I didn't have money in my bank account.
So even the mad person that decided, I'm coming on this realm, I want to come and experience it, but the earth is for experiences.
Yes.
So that shouldn't be a problem for a parent, or it should be something you have to think about.
Not necessarily.
My child is getting mad. Shouldn't I be worried about it?
No, you see, the point is that, as I told you, it's a life lesson. Maybe your child would come into your life to be mad, so that you take the necessary steps to correct that madness process. So both of you are having your own lessons. Why didn't you go to other person but they came to you? Because you agreed that you want to learn how to handle a mad person. So if you agree that you want to handle how to marry a mad person, then somebody must come to you who will be mad. So then the one who wants to be mad and the one who wants to learn how to manage a mad person will be paired within manifest
Is
creation.
that what we call Krabia?
Yes,
Or
literally. You
Shebra.
can in Krabia. What is in Krabia? Let's look at the word. Let's examine. It's a tree word. Onkra bia. So ayade wakra. So it's your own decision. What you say?
Your own creation.
Yes, your own creation. In Kra makrao say me ko yesi. So you see, because the divinity does not exercise force on anybody. You understand? What is shebre? Shebre. Ebre ayade. Yasheshe. You understand? So it's something we agreed on. You see, so that is how, because we don't understand this thing, we think that, you see, everything which is playing within manifest creation is intelligently designed with a purpose. But you see, when we come to this world, because of the false representation or the mirage that has been created by the intellect through delusion and illusion, we begin to perceive things wrongly.
Wow. So you come to this team and tell them ABC what I want to go and experience on the earth. And before I can experience that, I need to go through this mother.
Yeah, you choose your mother, you choose the place. If it's a doctor that's going to deliver you, everything you choose it.
So that it will put you in that particular condition.
Environment in order to have that experience and that knowledge.
Wow.
And if you don't want it, you...
So is it necessary that when you land on earth, they do a search of who you are? Because that time you're too young to know these. Do they erase your real memory for you to see this?
Yeah, the point is that your memory actually was given to you during the manifestation of the self.
I'll be right back. Welcome back. So what about my memory? When I land on this earth, all these things, I met this team of the Karmic team, and I signed that contract that I was coming to experience. When I come on this earth,
you see, the whole thing is that your Karmic agreement is not in your memory.
What is it?
It's with the soul. You see, the memory, the consciousness, that's why they can give birth to somebody. When the self does not come, you don't have memory. You understand? And then all that you have within your memory, at the time of your death, everything you have in your memory is shredded out. Your personality, everything shreds out. The only thing that transcends is the self. You see, so it is not within your memory, and that's why some people, spiritual masters says that they at the third dimension they give you a soup that is called forget me quick. So that once you take that soup, you forget, your memory is erased. Because if your memory is not erased and you are aware, then there's no learning, there's no experience. What is learning? You learn something because you don't know anything about it.
So you're saying that I want to come and experience it. So those things will happen to you, and the way you react to them,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I get it. So that means you created it.
Everything is your own creation. Okay. And then we have the karma we are talking about. We have two types of karma.
Talk to us.
You see, we have what you call the first karma.
I want us to finish this part before,
okay,
so that we don't miss. So if I'm a parent and I give birth to a child, or I take a seed, is there anything I can do to be able to see these lines of that child I'm about to, or it's not important?
Yeah, that's what you see, that's what I want to. We have two types of karmas.
Okay.
There's a karma that you can perceive, and there's a part of the karma that cannot perceive. The two types of karma we have the fixed karma and the storehouse karma.
Okay.
Now, this fixed karma is the first one, is the kind of karmic effect that is holding us within manifest creation. Because not every karmic effect is directly linked to action. That's why I'm saying that the representation in the Sanskrit text is limited. It is not all karmic effect that is directly linked to your actions. The storehouse karma are karmic effect that are directly linked to your actions and inactions.
Bring this to break these two out for us to understand.
So when we say fixed karma are the kind of karmic effect or retribution that keeps you alive and takes you the process of your evolution onto experience.
Example.
Let me give you an example. Example is that maybe you are in a workplace. You are employed in a workplace. You played out all your heart in the work. You are honest, sincere, hardworking. You give all your best. Maybe 20 years in the workplace, acquired all the experiences, helped the company to grow. Maybe you are one of the early people that was employed and the company was really nothing, and you worked through the thin and thick of the conditions to get the company where it is today. And then they employ a young person and frames you up, plot something against you, and you cannot defend yourself. And then it leads to your eviction from the company. Is it your creation?
So I want to understand what the point you're making so you can...
This is what I'm trying to use to explain the first karma.
So who fixed it?
You fixed it, but it's not directly related to your action. It's not a storehouse karma.
So it's not like you do something before that thing will happen to you. Even though you do things right,
that's why we call it
happen.
Fixed karma. Because you agree that, okay, I'll be in this company for 20 years. After I have acquired all this experience, I will evolve to my next stage of running my own company.
And something must happen.
Something must trigger you. So that karmic agreement that you have, which is the first karma that you have to go through your life lessons, somebody must come and trigger that thing. What sin did Jesus Christ committed before he had to go to the cross? If the standard we are talking about, he lived a holy life, did all the good things, helping people and all this, but at the end of the day, he had to go to the cross. And somebody must trigger he going through the cross. So this is a fixed arrangement, because per biblical literature, he came that he would die for the redemption of mankind. So something must trigger his evolution into redemption.
So from the point you're making, you're telling me that if, for example, the example you just gave, for example, if the person did that plot, the person has triggered my own creation, which is not
your own creation, your own agreement.
My own agreement.
Yes,
let me say
that brings about your first karma.
Yes. So that is a fixed, but the thing has happened.
Yes.
Because I don't know that was something agreement that I did. If I do something against this person who created, will it work?
Then you create a storehouse karma. Then you pay for that karma.
Oh, so because I have agreed, if I do anything against that particular person,
yes,
I've created another karma, which is
with a storehouse karma. And that is why sometimes when things are happening to you, we first try to find out, it is a natural event. If it's a natural event, then it falls within the realm of the first karma. Then you need to go. That's why some spiritual religions, I don't want to mention names, when you are going through life experiences, which even is unconducive, they leave you to go through it because they believe it's your karma. You need to go through and experience it. Otherwise, they are going to, because karma delayed is not karma denied. You still would have to reincarnate to go through. In order to facilitate your reincarnation process, they will allow you to go. So when you are sick, they don't pray for you. If you don't have money, they don't pray for you. If your husband is maltreating, they don't do nothing for you. They think you should gather that necessary energy and effulgence to go through whichever unfoldments because they believe it's your own creation, which is a reality.
Wow. So that's why sometimes you do things against people and it's not even happening because they are meant, those things are supposed to happen to your life.
Yes. And you see, manifest creation is intelligently designed. Very, very intelligently designed. And it's like geometry, geometry?
Yeah.
You see the signs and the patterns are moving in a very coordinated manner, creating a very beautiful effect of multiple patterns. Mm-hmm. You can have just a triangle, and according to the movement and the coordination of that triangle, create multiple patterns with a very balanced coordination, with a very beautiful output. This is how karma plays out.
Okay.
So if we can look at karmic effect from the perspective of which it is designed, you realize that it's so beautiful. That's why when you read the Bible, so part of it say all things. It didn't say some things. You say all things work together for good to them that know their God. Which God are they talking about? To them that understand life, because God is existence. You understand? So everything is playing out to your own good. When they say the good, the point is our intellectual perception to spells are really different from what it is in the intangible world. You see, at the moment within our tangible, once we use the word good, then we are talking about material or financial reward. You understand? Oh, everything will end well, everything is good. Then we think of having some kind of material benefit or some kind of material reward. But goodness actually is that when everything plays to perfection according to the purpose of your existence, and that is goodness.
Oh, so let's say you said you want to experience, let's say, madness, and you come on earth and you go through it. You call that success?
Yes. And there are some mad people who are more successful than rich people.
Why?
Why? Because if it is their karmic agreement
and they've gone through it,
they are resilient and they've been able to go through it, they'll have a higher attainment. There are certain poor people who would attain higher spiritual consciousness than certain rich people. Because maybe you and I, we were created to be poor.
And we have done everything possible to be rich.
We have devised our own way through the intellect and available deity arrangements. Because the deity also can change your destiny for you. To get riches by making certain kind of blood sacrifices and animal sacrifices to get to where we've got. Blood can also, because blood is the only thing that we used to pay the price for exchange. Then we get it. At the end of the day, when we exit this material body, you realize that we are zero. We have to come start all over again. And there's a classical scenario in the Bible. Lazarus was a poor guy, and this king guy was a very rich guy. But when they died, they said Lazarus attained a higher level of consciousness within the spiritual realm, and this rich guy enters into the lower levels of consciousness, to the extent that he was pleading that he needs to send information to his people on earth. For what? Because reality has dawned on him, and he has come to the full comprehension that, so this is what all this thing is all about.
It's not about the amount of money you have or where you stay.
It's not about even the amount of money. It's not about money or poverty, but it's about realizing what you have to be and
why you're here.
And then allowing life to play within its own intelligence, and you do not disrupt and interrupt the flow of the cosmic current.
Okay, I'm coming. You mentioned that one is our own agreement. You mentioned
the first karma. That is the agreements we make, and that is what keeps us alive. When your first karma is dissipated, you cannot be in this physical world again.
Okay. What about the other karma?
The other karma we call the storehouse karma. Now, this storehouse karma is directly linked to your actions and inactions. It's the recompensement for your own actions. So that is your own direct creation whilst you are in this physical earth.
So I'm here.
So the first karma, it's an agreement to make over there. And that talks about the life experiences you are going to go through.
Okay.
And the kind of trainings you are going to go through in order to get us to that maturity that we need to get to as a soul as we evolve back into our consciousness of the self. And then the storehouse karma is the karma which is directly linked to your creation. Your action, that is your direct creation. And that storehouse karma is the karma that you can wipe, you can clear it out, you can stop it, you can change it. Because it's your own creation. You know, when Jesus got to the Samaritan well, she met a woman. And then he asked for water. And the woman said, oh, give me water. I said, no. He said, if you know who I am, I'll give you water that you drink and you taste no more. And he said, how many husbands do you have? Blah, blah. One conversation led to the other. One conversation led to the other. The woman admitted her fault. And he said, this day, thy sins are forgiven. But he added a clause to it. He said, but go and do what? Sin no more. Because whatever sins Jesus Christ gave, it's not about his first karma, which she has agreed on, but it's about her storehouse karma, something that she created herself. But because Christ's consciousness was so high, he could write out that all that she has created. But he told her, as you leave me today, make sure the thing that you did that created that karmic effect make sure you don't create it no more. Because when you create those new effects, you're going to face its own consequences.
Let's check the two. I did that thing against the person that I'll be repaid. What about the person I'm doing it against? Was he also in his fixed karma?
Come clear again.
I'm saying that
your question is,
I've done something against Mr. Mensah.
Okay.
That I will be repaid. It's in my storehouse. Like what I did was wrong, and it's in my storehouse karma, right?
Yes.
So I did it against you.
Yeah.
Would that be in your storehouse, or it will be a fixed karma?
No, it's going to be.
I did that against
you.
you.
Yeah, it's going to be in both ways.
Okay.
You understand? Because to every action, the third law of motion says that to every action, there's a total opposite equal reaction. That's the third law of motion. So yes, obviously, whatever you did, you create an effect for yourself, and my response also creates an effect for myself.
Okay.
So let's say that if you cheat me and you steal my money, you understand? You owe me karma, and that karma is a reversible karma. So you get the punishment, you get a reward for taking my money, and I'll get a reward for coming for my money. You understand? So it goes both ways.
Okay.
So in your next incarnation, so when certain karmas that are not paid off in the present incarnation, we carry it on. It's like a debt.
Oh.
You carry on to the next incarnation. That's why we call it storehouse, because they are storing it there. So it's either you pay it off in this present, in that current lifetime, or when you reincarnate, you're going to pay in the next.
Who record this karmas?
I told you call them the intelligent code.
They are there and they're just recording.
Yes, they are their responsibility to record.
Wow.
Yes.
So every action of man is recorded.
Every action. The Bible calls it the book of life. It said there's a book that they call the book of life. They record everything that we do, and that's what they're going to use for judgment. It's in the Bible.
Is there going to be a judgment?
Yes, there's going to be a judgment.
How will it be like?
Yeah, judgment is our own creation.
I don't understand.
No, this is how it is like. You see, the biblical, I won't use the word the biblical, but I'll use the word the theological representation of judgment is fraud.
The theological representation of judgment
is fraud.
The way theologians have really described
how judgment
would be like
is fraud.
It's fraud.
Because it's fraud because there's no God seated on a throne who is going to call you, come here, A, B, C. No, there's no God like that. It does not exist.
Okay.
God is sublime intelligence, omnipresent. How can a God be omnipresent, omniscient, and omnipotent? And you can say he sits on a throne. Because anything that sits is limited. It's not finite. It's not infinite. So if God is infinite, how does he sit?
I get it.
You understand? So that sublime intelligence we are talking about, it's infinity. He has no beginning. He has no end. Everything, that's why the Bible said that, for in him we live and move and have our beingness. So everything dwells within that God. Nobody knows the end and the beginning of that God. So he has no beginning, has no end. So it's infinite God. Now this is how the judgment looks like. Everything that you are doing is being recorded.
Okay.
Now at the time of your exit, it all plays within the microsecond of your exit.
So let's say you fall dead right now. Within a short time, your body, the spirit will see.
It doesn't matter how you die. Even if you're going to die in a split of an accident, a plane crash, if it's going to just boom for you to die within that split of a mic, because we see second, but in that second there are microseconds. There are times beyond recordable minutes and seconds. That because the soul works at much more faster rate.
Okay.
But because our world is like you're playing a video in a slow motion.
Okay.
You see, manifestation takes place in our world in a slow process.
Okay.
And that is why we have time and space. But actually, there's no time and there's no space. They are illusions. They don't exist. It only exists in the three-dimensional world. Because here we have learned breadth and height. So everything is like a go slow. So you can record the when olden days when they're doing cartoon, the storyboard, you can see the storyboard. It moves in a rigid form. Now with laser graphics, you can hardly see the movement of the graphical representation. That is how it works like within our manifest world. But actually, time, space are illusion. They don't exist to the soul and to the self. Because everything is happening once, but at the same time.
Okay.
But because we cannot perceive the whole event at the same time, we see it as, oh, time, I'm going to Mr. Mensah. You do not, as you're sitting here, whatever which is happening within the 24 hours is happening at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Everything. If just phantom it, just send your mind back. Just broaden your intellect a little bit. Your kids, if they are eating by this time. Whatever they need to do, at the time you are doing, everything is happening at the same time. Within the same minute, within the same moment.
100 people, we're all using the same
38 billion people, we only exist in the moment of the now. So there's no time, literally. Because the one who's supposed to go to prison is being sentenced already. Within the same time, we are sitting here talking. Within the same minute, somebody is going to buy things from the market is buying it. Within the same moment, somebody who's supposed to buy fuel is buying the fuel. So everything is happening within the moment of now. So there's no time, there's no space. Everything is happening once but at the same time. But because we watch it from the material perspective and everything is appearing in slow motion, we can see the distance. Okoto ade aba. But all those things is happening one at the same time. And if you want to have a better perspective to karmic effect, this is how you're supposed to be able to perceive life. And everything is happening once at the same time.
The judgment, as you were saying, is not as we've been told that one day there will be a trumpet in the skies, all of us will come and stand in front of the throne of judgment. And I want you to take your time and tell us how the judgment is going to be. Is it just on this karma? I'll be right back. You're welcome back. Take your time and tell us how the judgment is going to be from the perspective of the karma. As you're saying, I have fixed karma and I have storehouse karma. I've come on this run before. I am back again. I have things I've decided to come and experience. How, when I finish this race, when I finish this, my life, maybe I have to spend 70 years in my life. When I have finished, how will my judgment be like?
So yes, that's how the judgment goes. Like, you have your own strict agreement, you understand, and then you know what you're supposed to do on earth. Then you have your storehouse karma, because you are conscious of the laws of nature, which is embedded with it, intrinsic within our being. The things you don't have to do, the things you have to do. That's why when you do something which is wrong, something within yourself tells you didn't do it right. You understand? So it's not somebody that's going to tell you that. Nobody teaches a child who God is. You understand? Because everything is embedded within yourself. Now, this is what happens. Because you are, the self and the soul is aware of all its experience at the time of your death. Or I don't want to even use the word, at the time of your ascension, when you transcend the material body, that you exit the material body. You see, the life you live on earth, you yourself it will be played against the life you were supposed to live on earth.
Okay, so it's not like somebody's sitting there reading anything to you.
No, it's like a screen. You watch it like a television.
So you're just watching yourself. I was supposed to be staying in Kumasi. Why did I come to Accra early? I was supposed to be in UK. Why? This school, I was supposed to be here. I was supposed to be teaching. I was supposed to help this woman. So this thing will be playing to
all
you.
within a very microsecond.
So you are very much aware where you went wrong and where you did right.
So at the end of the day, when you regret for the life you live, you condemn yourself.
Is that what they call the gnashing of teeth?
Yes. So then you have to go to a place to go and wait for your next incarnation. And we call it the underworld, where there will be gnashing of teeth and pain and agony. You see, most people talk about reincarnation, but don't really tell you that when you die, because when you die today, don't reincarnate the same day.
Okay.
You understand?
There are times and space that you're supposed to.
Yes. So the point is that when you die, what awaits you before your next incarnation? And I can tell you on authority and fact, whether you believe it or not by what a religious book is saying or a spiritual book is saying, but based on my own experience, that when you die, there's a place of gnashing of teeth and agony, and there's a place of joy. Well, to me, it wasn't called hell because there was no fire there, but it was the torture of the soul for not living up to expectation. And those who live up to expectation, they go to a place. Maybe they live up to expectation, but couldn't fulfill their entire mission. They go to a place awaiting this incarnation for a better evolution. And those who went absolutely wayward, there's a place they go. Actually, when I went there, they call it the underworld. That's how they call it. That's the name that was mentioned to me before we went there. They called it underworld.
How did you go there?
Like, it's through trance.
Okay.
Not that, no dream state trance. I was meditating, and then
You went.
they took me there, and then they showed me, and I saw a lot of the soul representations of a lot of, because etheric body, once you see the etheric body, which is this, you can know that, this, because the same energy resonation, because it's very close to the personality, so you can easily identify. And that is how it is. Like the kind of pain or the gnashing of teeth or agony they experience there, I think fire would be better. Now, the reason why they use fire in the religious context to represent the pain, because on earth, the most painful thing we experience is when fire burns you. You see, the most harsh condition we go through on earth is going through a fire burn. So that's why they related that condition as to fire. Don't forget, when you read about the text, it talks about the fire they are talking about. It's about 8 times that intensity of burn. So it is not about fire. It's theological misrepresentation. It's the intensity of pain that the soul inhabits. And that kind of intensity of pain, trust you me, you wouldn't want to experience it.
So can I erase my karma?
Yes, you can. It's your own creation.
Tell us, how do I do this?
Now, when...
Is it before I die, the moment I come on earth? When I erase even this karma, what will I be doing? I want to understand how the life is.
Yeah, so the whole thing has to do with action.
Okay.
The literal meaning of the word karma is action, deeds. And that action gives you a corresponding effect. So now, this is what happens. If you are doing something, and whether the thing you are doing is giving a corresponding effect, either now or in the future, what happens is that all you need to do is to change the action, and the effect is going to change. Because when the cause is not changed, there's not going to be change of effect. That is what you're talking about.
I don't get you.
Future.
I don't get you.
Now, this is what I'm trying to say. If, let's say, you know that stealing is bad, and you are stealing, and you know that stealing will definitely attract consequential effect in the now or in the near future, and you want to stop that effect in the near future, because you know that there's no present, there's no past, and there's no future. The past and the future is all but an expression of the moment of the now. You understand? The now is a ticket to the future, and is the documentary to the past. So what you are doing now will tell you what tomorrow will be and what your past will be like. So what you are doing now, when it is documented, it becomes your past. And in anticipation becomes your future. So, so everything is happening within the moment now. So now, if you can change the moment of the now, you can change the expectations of the future.
So the cause and effect comes in.
Yes. When you can change the effect of the future, obviously you are rewriting the past.
Okay, so I came on earth to have certain experiences. I realized that I'm not even enjoying those experiences. Let's say for the mad thing, it is a fixed karma, a store karma. Can I change it?
Yes, you can change it. That's how some people get mad at a certain point that they get healed.
What did they do to get healed? Is there a spiritual something?
Yes, it could be spiritual, it could be whatever choice they make within their subconsciousness. You understand? So once you make that choice within your subconsciousness, you begin to magnetize those relevant cortex that will help you through that journey to avert that journey. You understand? Wow. So for instance, you are sitting here today, it's a karmic effect I created in my intellect some many years back, because I didn't know you, and I created in my subconscious mind that I need to meet this man. There was a few arrangements, they told me the time has yet not come. I waited. And then when the arrangement is set, one that was just there, you called me, and it was so beautiful. You understand what I'm saying? So everything is your own creation. Once you can understand that everything is our own creation, we don't externalize event where we internalize event. Now, the problem we are having as a people is that we always externalize before being a yemi. Me na na yemi. We na yemi. The boss no mama enkoso. And we refuse to grasp the fact that everything that is happening to us is our own creation. Once you can internalize that aspect of your personality, that is the beginning of your new evolution.
So I decide that, for my understanding on this earth, I will not try this. Sugar is not good for me. I will not do this because I want to grow older because I'm understanding life. So the things I start to do if it doesn't fall within my contract, would that not be that I didn't do why I came here?
Then that is why I'm telling you that at that level, when you exit, you regret. Then you go for punishment.
If I erase my karma.
When you erase the karmic effect, let's get this thing straight. We are talking about two karmic effects. I'm saying that you can erase your storehouse karma, which is a direct response to your actions.
I get it.
Then we have the storehouse karma, the fixed karma. These fixed karma are your life lessons.
You can't do anything about it.
No, you can do something. But when you utter the fixed karma and you utter it in such a way that it doesn't fit to the agreement, see, you go back and be punished. Because the fixed karma, it's your life lesson. It's not about you did a good thing or the bad thing. It's your learning process. You know, people say that this earth is a school. And yes, it is a school. We are here to be trained, to acquire experience, and to acquire knowledge to mature. So, if by virtue of your fixed karma, because don't forget one thing, that everything is playing about you because you are the God. Nobody dictates anything to you. You get what I'm trying to say? You are God. Everything that you're given the power and dominion to have control within creation.
Because I want to do my fix, let's say my storehouse karma. I want to correct those things that I've done. Let's say something that I want to do something against this person, and that will create a storehouse karma.
Yes, and that is a plus if you're able to erase it. It's a plus.
So I want to erase it, and through that action, the experience I sign on, my fixed karma that I sign on is affecting that one.
It wouldn't affect that one. The reason why it wouldn't affect that one, because your fixed karma is independent of the storehouse karma. Because between your life experiences and your life unfoldments, there is interplay of the intellect taking its own decisions. And that is why we tell people, realize yourself. But it is only when you are in realization of yourself that you begin to play absolutely by the arrangement of your fixed karma. Because it is the self that did that arrangement. That's why I tell people the self holds the entire blueprint to your life existence within manifest creation. The self is the only thing that holds the roadmap to your navigation in this material world. And the self holds the compass to the directions you need to go through in order to get yourself to the right destination. If you don't realize the self and you operate on the intellect begins to create its own rules and regulations, agendas and activities. And these rules and regulations, agendas and activities that you depend on by the intellect create what you call the storehouse karma.
Well, so you depend on your feelings, the things that you think is good, how society
your perceptions,
the perceptions,
the environmental influences and all those things.
Driving big cars, these things will create
our intellect. And you see, and that is why a lot of people are going through that circle of life evolution. That circle of life evolution, because they don't live life according to the dictates of your karmic unfoldment. Because don't forget that this universe is unfolding. To what direction? You should know. Les Chris said it. You are the son of this universe, no lesser than the trees and animals. You have the right to be here, and whether it is known to you or not, the universe is unfolding as it should. When you read the Desiderata, you understand? It says you are the son of this universe. You are not less than the trees and the animals. You have the right to be here, and whether it is known to you or not, the universe is unfolding as it should. So that is the unfoldment. That is a first karmic role of the universal unfoldment. And it is only the self that understands this unfoldment.
So I want to discover and do things right. What is the start point?
The first start point in doing things right, it's for you to experience the self. It is only the self. You see, sometimes I don't want to talk about people's individual.
You keep on saying self. What is self? Which one is it self?
Yeah, the self is your divine nature. The Bible calls it the breath of life.
Oh.
The Bible calls it the breath of life. That is a part of God in you. Well, God is breath. Breath is spirit. And God is spirit. And the Bible says God's breath into you. That God does not breathe. Because it's not a human being that breathes. It has no nose. You understand? But it's life force. It's a breath. And that breath, we have breath and we have breath of life. So that kind of breath was qualified that this is not just the breath we breathe in, but it is the breath that gives us life. And God is life. So that part of your personality, that part of the self, which is called the breath of life, is what in the modern Christian text, we call it the Christ.
Oh.
In the New Testament, we refer to it as the Christ. In the Old Testament, it was referred to as the breath of life. So, and God breathed into man the breath of life, and man became a conscious soul. Because you are not your consciousness. It is the life, the breath of the life, which is the self, that produces consciousness. But consciousness is the awakening of the intellect. That is consciousness. And you see, when people has the whole thing has been totally jumped up. You see people talk about self-realization, and when you listen to the modalities they are talking about and what they are talking about the soul. The soul is not the self. You get the whole thing.
Can we spend time on self alone so that we can go into detail as far as self is concerned?
Yes, because the self is ultimate.
If I realize myself, what are the stages that I need to go through? Because if I realize I was not supposed to do this, this thing I'm not supposed to do it now, I begin to change these things. What are the processes I have to go through? Because
so basically, when you are doing the self, when you are on the journey of self-realization or self-discovery, we take you through 3 steps. First of all, we make you transcend the mundane material world. That means this material world, the mundane world. And when you talk about the mundane world, we are talking about everything, including astrology, numerology, herbology, anything that is directed towards material comfort or materialism. Now, I won't use the word material. Anything that is directed towards sensual materialism, we call it the mundane world. So the first thing we do is that we connect you to the dimension where you can now have control over this mundane world. After practicing for a while, we then connect you to the second dimension where you transcend the intellect, because you know the intellect controls the mundane world. So we then connect you so that you transcend the intellect. Behind the intellect is the self. Behind the intellect is the self. So once you're able to transcend the intellect, you experience the self. Once you experience the self, you and I will not sit here and ask questions, because everything you now begin to understand. And when you begin to experience the self, you don't have questions.
Why don't you have questions?
Because you understand.
Okay, so the answers are with you. You don't work.
Because the self is the answer. The self is the answer. The self is all-knowing. The self is the attribute of God within man, the individualized essence of divinity within man. We call the self. We call the personality. We call you. You understand? So that self you are saying is like you keeping you go to the seaside and you take a cup or a gallon and you fetch the ocean. The ocean in the gallon has all the attributes of the bigger ocean. So that divine intelligence we call God is the bigger ocean, and the self is the individualized ocean that you fed into the cup. So it has all the properties of the main ocean. So the self you see has all the attributes and all the properties of the divine, which is omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent. I can tell you for a fact, when you realize the self, from the day I realized the self, I can tell you that I have not been able to pick a book and read 3 pages.
Why?
Because once I begin to read, either I begin to see the 4 shots of the book, I was like, no, I understand. It's an amazing thing.
Wow.
Because before, whoever wrote that book got something level of consciousness. Before he wrote that book. In the beginning, there was no book. There was no Bible, there was no Quran, there was Bhagavad Gita, there was no Veda, there was Srimad Bhagavatam. All these things were transmitted knowledge. And these were transmitted based on the person's level of attainment.
Okay. So before I end this interview on karma, I would love you to tell us where we can meet you for more of these knowledges to share with the world.
Yeah, so basically, I want people to understand that karma is something that we created, the storehouse karma. And we must have it in mind that the things we are doing is reflecting and showing back to us what we deserve.
Wow.
So if we don't want it, we just have to change the things we do.
So if I come that look at my karma, my fixed karma, and I'll be right back. So if I want you to help me go deep into myself to see my fixed karma and my storehouse karma, and what to do about them so that I'll be able to do what I'm supposed to do here to avert what I came to, so that when I leave this plan, let me put it that way, if I leave this manifest creation and I enter into the other realm, I will not go to the underworld to suffer, as you're saying.
Yeah, so basically, we can use numerology to give you an idea to some extent. But well, as long as I know, you cannot be given the absolute play of what you're supposed to do.
Okay, that's correct.
Hence, the entire reason for existence is defeated.
Oh, but you have certain form of information.
Yeah, some basic 1 or 2 informations to guide you. Oh, let's say for instance, when you come to me, by virtue of your date of birth, I can calculate, oh, for you are in this world to be a philanthropist. But the real experiences you need to go through to become your philanthropist, I can't tell you. That is the honest truth. But I can let you have an idea that you are here to become a philanthropist. You are here to enjoy, to learn the joy of being alive, to learn the joy of living. You are here to learn how to be a caregiver. So I can give you that general idea.
Okay.
You understand? But that's agreed upon step by step. Maybe others, but me, I can't.
Okay.
Because the point is that I can tell for a fact, if somebody can give you that, it will just be one bit a lie. The reason being that is that it will defeat the very purpose. It's like a culture examination, one man examination questions.
What's the essence of the exams?
Yes, and you cannot go and to me confer with divinity. The essence here, we are here to learn, go through the experience and pass the examination so that we will find worthy to a higher consciousness.
Wow.
So we are here to learn, we are here to study, go through the experience, go through the knowledge, go through the experience, get the knowledge, and then at the end of the day, we qualify.
So if I come on this earth with a certain karma that, let's say, I did in Nepal, my storehouse karma, I'm supposed to repay.
Oh yeah, storehouse karma, that one it can be known. Because when you come, they can know, okay, fine, oh, why you be born? Anything aside the way, how? So, that is a storehouse karma. If
the person is not alive.
Yeah, you see what that means. Maybe you invoke the person's spirit, or sometimes you even ask you to do charity. Even past karmic effect. Sometimes when you want to even avert past karmic effect, you can do a lot of charity work. You know, buy things, fruits, vegetables, you know, whether money, whatever it is, you consolidate it. That okay, fine, I'm doing this one. If there's somebody I owe in the past, due to my actions or inactions, that has created a debt for me, which is playing up in my current life. I'm giving this in out to serve as a repayment.
But you need to be directed on what exactly to give. It's not just giving.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And not necessarily directed. Sometimes to your intuition
will tell you what to do.
Yeah, I was there some years ago. I was there, then I just picked. Then I've not even started the transcendental path. I was just I picked the intuition. I was at the let me call it the esoteric Christianity. You know, where a more advanced Christian perspective. Then I picked the intuition that I should start feeding mad people.
Okay.
So sometimes even now I let my guys buy food and locate some mad people, give to them. Couple of years later, the so-called mad woman came to give me that prophecy. My first office I rented at Adabaka, it was a mad person that gave me that prophecy. Yes.
How will I get in touch with you, Mr. Mensah? If I want to watch more of your videos, where can I get?
Oh, when you subscribe to The Way Networks.
The Way Networks.
Yes.
Is it on YouTube?
Yes, it's YouTube. The Way Networks.
The Way Networks.
Yeah, there's an S to the end of the works.
Okay.
Yes, there you can get a lot of these videos.
That is on YouTube.
Yes, please.
Right. If I want to get in touch with you, what number can I call? Because I know you're very busy, but then still you make time for people.
It's 0243 732861. 0243 732861.
Wow.
Yeah, so the people should understand that. Sometimes it's funny. Indoctrination across board. It's in spirituality, it is in religion, it is everywhere. But wherever somebody wants to be the leader, he has to keep the other people ignorant. What I want to tell you is that you are the master architect of your own life. You are the co-creator of whatever is happening to you. Whatever you don't want, you have the right to change it.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Charlie, this here. Bye for now.